So, module 4. Let's quickly go. What are the factors that affect our low self-esteem? The first one, traditional media. So those of us that still watch the traditional TV, we read newspapers, we listen to the radio. Pop culture has a way of affecting the way we think. So all of us, there was a day, all of us think that the devil is green and has two horns because pop culture has presented a picture to us that the devil is green or red and has two horns, and we tend to believe it. But if you actually read the Bible, you find out that that is not the description of the devil in the Bible, at least for those of us that are Christians. That's not the description of the devil. And so traditional media has created different kinds of pictures for us to look at. And they have presented that as the norm, that's the ideal. But that is not necessarily true. And so we compare ourselves to what we see on TV. And when we're not the same, we feel that we're not up to standard, there's something wrong with us. It gives us it gives us a negative self outlook about ourselves. Social media. People are now Facebook famous. The other day, one of my cousins said she had a sister that is Facebook famous, and she has how many thousands of followers on Facebook. So those of us that don't have 10,000 followers on Facebook, we're not good enough. People don't like us. And among the youth, among the teenagers, this is a serious problem. People are committing suicide because somebody did not like my post, or I don't have enough followers. We have people that are Instagram influencers. Oh, I have 20,000 followers. Everybody likes my post. So people compare themselves. You put a post on Instagram and you see only 2 likes, and your friend has 250 likes. You think there's something wrong with you. Twitter, WhatsApp, and all the rest of it. These things have a way of deceiving us. And because it's an artificial world, so people come to social media and then you see them taking pictures in front of beautiful looking houses and sitting on cars and telling their friends that, oh, I just bought a new ride. You don't even know who owns the ride. I remember I had a driver, and I came across his Facebook page one day, and I saw this guy posing with my car. He stood at the driver and he was posing and taking all manner of pictures with the car. I have never taken a picture with my car and put it on any of my social media handles. But here was this young man taking different kinds of, in fact, you need to see the posing he was posing on the car, and of course, chatting up all the young ladies and telling them all sorts of lies. That is the world we live in today. The world of make-believe. Most of these things are not real, they are not true. And so we shouldn't allow what we see on social media and pop culture to determine who we are or what we should be. So you see a model and she's size 10. So everybody has to be a size 10. If you're a size 14 now, a 16, then you're too fat. That is not true. So we shouldn't allow what we see on social media to affect the way we feel about ourselves. Societal beliefs and culture. Now, this is a classic. There are certain beliefs within our culture that can really bring your morale down. I remember before I got married, as far as my family was concerned, I was too old and over the hill. And so I became a prayer point. Let me put it like that. I was a prayer point. So every social gathering, every wedding, every funeral, every time the family was meeting for whatever purpose, the elders would gather in a corner and they would summon me. Oh my goodness. They would summon me and they would say, yes. It's like they would call me, they would sit me down. I'd sit down. The elders have gathered, they formed a circle, and they would say, yes, I need to tell them when I'm going to get married. For heaven's sake. Am I going to produce a husband from this guy? When am I going to get married? So at a point, every single meeting, so at a point, I developed wings. I said, okay, I now had a ready answer for them. So when they called me, in fact, when they summoned me to the meeting, at a point, I refused to go. I would just tell them that if it is the same issue of getting married, just tell them they should continue to pray and that God will answer their prayers. And that was how I blocked them. So you can imagine, being summoned to the elders' council, so to say, every single meeting to be asked only one question: when are you going to get married? So the pressure that society puts on us can cause us to have a low self-esteem. Let's look at another scenario. Imagine a young woman that is yet to have a child. She's been married for 1, 2, 3, 4 years. And then each time the mother-in-law arrives, the woman is looking at her stomach to see nothing has happened yet. These are things we put a whole lot of unnecessary pressure on people, a lot of unnecessary expectation on people, and this can really dampen your morale. It can dampen the way you think about yourself and can give you emotional trauma. So our societal beliefs and culture play a major role in the way we think and about ourselves. Our level of education. So we in Nigeria again, we appreciate titles and certificates. So that's why people like me, now after my name, you see FCA, FIMCB, what's the other one I have there? Yes, we like titles and we like it, it makes us feel important. It makes us feel that, oh, I have achieved something. So we have the acronyms in front of our names. We have doctor, we have lawyer, we have engineer, pharmacist. And, you know, if like me, when I go to speaking events and I'm introducing certain people, God help you. If you forget to put doctor in front of somebody who is a doctor, or you forget to put engineer, in fact, everybody will scream at you. Please, 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 it is engineer, so, and so. You have to. We like titles. So if you are in the midst of people and you don't have a title, or you don't have a BSc, an MBA, a PhD, you tend to feel inferior to the people around you. And you lose sight of the fact that there are other forms of value that you have. So your level of education can also be a sore point, and can affect your self-esteem. Social status, that's another one. So I live in Lekki is a status to some people. Even though the parts of Lekki, everybody says they live in Lekki, there are some places that when it rains, you can't even get to your house. And this, you know, people say, oh, I live in Lekki. Social status, where we have decided to place ourselves in the so-called society. Most of these things are superficial. And so we shouldn't allow them to affect the way, yes, some people have more cash than others, it is true. But if you have your personal self-esteem, you still have to place a value on yourself, regardless of the fact that the other person is in money bags or he has some change in his pockets. Again, we place a lot of importance and attention. Let me put not importance now. We put a lot of attention to people that we think, mark my words, we think have money. A lot of the time, they don't have this money. So you see a person that drives a fast car, lives in a big house, travels to Europe every year for holidays. Now, some of these people are running on heavy loans. Some of these people, you know, have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. And maybe you might not be living that kind of flamboyant lifestyle, but you have built your house and you are happy with yourself in your content little space. You might actually your net worth might actually be much more than the person that is flamboyant. So we need to learn to ignore some of the things that we see. People living with very flamboyant lifestyles and positioning themselves as, you know, high flyers in the society. Be content with what you have. Once your basic needs are met, there's always room for growth. So you can plan to grow and achieve more. And don't allow people that are flamboyant to intimidate you in any way. So we shouldn't allow people's social status to give us a negative opinion about ourselves. Now, exercise 5. I want us to list 5 achievements that we are proud of. There are certain things that you have been able to achieve in your life from the day you were born till now. What have you achieved? I remember a friend of mine, he climbed Mount Everest. For him, it's a huge achievement. I, for one, I cannot see myself going anywhere near Mount Everest. It's too cold. I wouldn't survive. But this gentleman climbed Mount Everest. That is an achievement. So maybe you haven't climbed Mount Everest, but you've achieved something that you are proud of, something that you put a whole lot of effort into doing, and at the end of the day, you were able to accomplish it. List those achievements and put them down and look at them and appreciate yourself for those things. You know the drill. You've got 5 minutes. Many people belittle their achievements in the name of being humble and overplay their setbacks. This can spiral into low self-esteem. Recognizing and appreciating your achievements is not about pretending to be something you are not. Rather, it's about drawing a healthy balance that helps you see that you too can add value. Now, appreciate your achievements and don't focus on the setbacks. So, having self-esteem involves a lot of positive thinking. Forget about the mistakes and the things that you didn't accomplish. Focus on the things that you did accomplish and achieve. And this will help you realize that there's a lot of value on the inside of you. Now, we finished that module, and the next module we will be talking about consequences of low self-esteem.